He wasn't informed of his Miranda rights, specifically his right to remain silent, at least not in a language he could understand. This is just one of the arguments presented by defense counsel Rocky Kingry. The public defender represents Nicola Marinelli, the Italian national arrested in connection to 2 skimming devices recovered on Bank of Guam ATMs. Marinelli doesn't speak English and requires an Italian interpreter for each of his court appearances. According to earlier filings, Marinelli, through an interpreter, told police he was in Italy and strapped for cash when he met a man named Michel, who convinced him to come to Guam to install skimming devices. Michel, court documents state, may be connected to organized crime in Italy. In court Friday afternoon, Kingry argued that his client, who was seen at the Timuning Pizza Hut location, was held against his will for 8 or 9 hours by police, who used Google Translator for their initial exchanges. Police later had the assistance of Roberto Fraccassini, an Italian speaker. Defense alleges Fraccassini engaged in quote-unquote trickery and had Marinelli sign off on paperwork without understanding what he was agreeing to. Fraccassini, defense reported, is a quote counselor to Italy, end quote, and citing the Geneva Convention, cannot waive or interpret on behalf of the defendant. GPD officers Eric Barcenas and Peter Leon Guerrero both testified to their encounters with the defendant. Barcenas stated Marinelli wasn't held against his will and that, quote, he was free to leave, end quote. Leon Guerrero, who conducted the interview with Marinelli at GPD's Teton headquarters, testified that he read Marinelli his rights line by line, which Fraccassini translated for Marinelli, who initialed off on the paperwork. Marinelli, it was also noted, wasn't in handcuffs for the duration of the interview. Fraccassini was also set to testify. KUAM wasn't able to get his testimony as of news time. Marinelli remains behind bars on $5,000 cash bail.